Hello, back for another stream. Nobody's here yet, so I will get into account updates once a few more people show up. I'm gonna turn that down. Hello. You are the first. Alright, since I know it's you. I'm gonna hide that. Yeah, mostly green for the day. Mostly green. Did have some red trades. But yeah, the day is so far, overall looking pretty good. Ooh, I'm gonna do some quick math real quick. Oh, there's my face so you guys can see me. I gotta do some quick math, and then I'm gonna get into explaining what open positions I'm in and what my accounts are looking like. Thank you, Lona Entertainment. You have a great day too. Oops, I gotta start over. What I'm doing right now is actually calculating how much I have, how all the payouts that I've taken from Topstep. What's happening, Vulcan? Good to see you. What is up? So, I think I just did this right. I've just taken a look at my lifetime payouts from Topstep, and it looks like I have taken out 42,000 since July of this year, which is kind of crazy. Yes, I am planning on streaming. I won't be available for Asia sessions, but London sessions, yes. And I'm planning on streaming the London session Thursday. London session on Thursday. All right, so let's get into my accounts and what I've done today. So if you take a look here, I've got these 3 Express accounts that I've locked myself out from. That's the good news. I've got 2 XFAs that are ineligible. So I blew up 2 XFAs today. You know, while it's never great to blow up XFAs, it is kind of okay in the grand scheme of things. One of the XFAs I already took a $2,000 payout from, so it paid for itself. The other XFA had not taken a payout yet, so you know, it's a bit unfortunate, but life goes on, and I started 2 new combines. And after I explain what's going on with these accounts, I will kind of explain what's happening with these combines. So I took out, had a $200 day today in this account. Balance is $4,215. And so this will be the first payout on this account of about $2,000 if I get one more $200 day, which I'm pretty confident that I'll get that $200 day. So hopefully, if all goes well tomorrow, I will have another 2,000 in payouts, and that will equal about, I think that'll bring me up to 10,000 for the month. On to the next XFA. We're 2 days into this XFA. I made $1,000 today. If I do the math, 200, 200, 200, that would be 600. That would put the balance right over 4,000. So hopefully by Friday or this weekend, I will be taking another 2,000 out of that account. And for this last account, which is probably my best looking account, I had the $200 day yesterday, so I took a payout today. So I'm sorry, this payout will be 10,000 for the month, pretty sure. And then the next payout that I'll hopefully be taking out tomorrow will put me at 12,000. And if I can get that last payout for Friday, that'll put me at 14,000 for the month by the end of the week. Hopefully. Yes and no. Sometimes I'm really aggressive and I will keep my positions open into the New York Open, especially on combines. You know, waiting for a bigger move. Right now, I've got an open position in a combine that's not going so well. So we'll see how that goes. So like I said, I blew these 2 XFAs today. Not too happy about it. Really impatient trading. You know, really poor execution. But like I said, I already took a payout from one of the accounts, so you know the XFAs are paid for. You know, still could be a lot smarter with my trading. So after I blew these 2 XFAs, I started 2 new combines, and I got 4,500 in this combine. That was from buying like 7 contracts of gold. And finally, we'll get to the account that I'm trading right now, which isn't going too well, but we still got time. I have taken a long position of 3 contracts in the NASDAQ. I could have been a lot more patient. I should have waited for this area of support before entering in for that long position. But yeah, that's where I am. If I end up blowing this account pretty early, I might just reset it and start another one. And that's going to be my trading for the New York session. But, you know, I'm happy that, one, I took a payout today. Two, I'll probably take another payout tomorrow. And three, you know, if all goes well and I get those $200 days, which I usually do, I'll take another payout next week. Or not next week, but this Friday. And like I said, I just totaled all of my lifetime payouts. Those payouts started in June, end of June, early July. And given, you know, it was like June, July, then I didn't take another payout until like September. And September was when things started to really kick off. But since then, like I said, I've taken out $42,000 in payouts since midway through the year. So really excited to see what I can do with a full year under my belt for 2025. And kind of excited to see how we can end the year and what I can bring this number to. Oh, this trade is not going in my favor. I am going to kind of go
order filled
for all the biscuits here. I just added 3 more contracts. I need to bring this down here because I don't want more than 45,000. We got 2 minutes until the New York Open. We've already been through our news for the day, so we don't have anything major to look out for other than NASDAQ just being a crazy bipolar chaotic market. Mike Sims is looking long on NQ this morning as well. 3 micros at 22,330. Well, you're in the green for now. We'll see how much longer that lasts. I am going to be really aggressive in this trade. It really might not go in my favor, but I'm going to do it anyways. And if I have to reset, I will reset.
Order filled.
All right, so I just bought 3 more. I'm in for 9 contracts in the NASDAQ. Let's bring this down. It's at 45.60. And we will stay there for the time being. And we got less than a minute until the New York Open. So let's see where that ends up. Hello, Sognet. Welcome. Happy to have you back. Now, this is a new combine that I've started, and it looks like sellers are making a push, so it might not be going in my favor, and I might have to reset. But this is a brand new combine, and you can see that's why the balance is what it is, because I'm in this open position, and this is the first trade. Trading for today is gone pretty good. You know, not great. Definitely made some mistakes, blew up some XFAs, but taking payouts. So that is all I can really ask for. Hello, Adrian Labate. All right, so that was a quick, aggressive combine that is going to be reset. We'll take a look at this account here. I was just kind of explaining I'm going to be hopefully taking a payout tomorrow with one more $200 day. This account right here made $1,100 today, and I'll be taking a payout on Friday if I can hit those $200 days. And this account right here, I just took a payout yesterday. So So I'm waiting for this, even though I locked myself out, so I can't trade it today, but I'm waiting for this to process before I can trade it again. And then this combine made 4,500 today. So we are trading one more combine. I'll do one more reset today. And yeah. Yeah, it has been a while. Happy to have you back, man. Yeah, some of those long positions in NQ aren't looking so hot right now. 716, okay. I have to do this. While I'm doing this, let's take a look at gold. I honestly would be interested in going long on gold. We are at the bottom, very close. I mean, we touched the bottom of this range. Hopefully I can get this. Good morning, Oliver. Yeah, I definitely understand going through life things and it, you know, taking a toll and, you know, kind of taking away from the trading. But, you know, happy to have you back. Happy to hear that things are going better, I assume. And, yeah, you know, if you love trading as much as I do, it's good to be back. All right, we're going to reset that. Yeah, that was a really aggressive gold trade. I went long 7 contracts in gold right here. I went long 7 contracts and it almost hit my profit target like to a T. And hit that 4,500. But gold has been kicking my ass lately. As much as I want to go long, it might not be the best idea. I am going to put a line right there because it does coincide with a lot of support. If this level is hit, then I will definitely buy in again. I'm also looking at NASDAQ right now, and I want the NASDAQ to touch the 1 hour cloud before I take any long positions. So I might have to be really patient with the NASDAQ. You know, we got a ways to go before I would consider going long. You know, as we get into later in the day, you know, that does increase a little bit, but I'm not waiting on, I'm not going to enter any positions right now because I'm not too confident in wherever NASDAQ is going to go. Also, we have big news tomorrow. We have FOMC press conference with Powell and the FOMC rate statement. So that is going to really affect markets tomorrow. So be very, very cautious tomorrow. And that's happening at 1 p.m. Central, 1:30 p.m. Central. Yeah, hopefully my trading is done before then, because that's about 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 in the morning my time, and I don't want to be around for that. I want to be sleeping. So this gold trade might be best to kind of wait on. See if gold can come back down here. Let me take a look at crude oil. Crude oil, I do love selling crude oil lately. Yeah.
Filled.
So I just sold a few contracts of crude oil, not looking for the biggest trade in the world. You know, we will see where it goes. And I'll make it a pretty cheap trade. I should do it up here. Yeah, I'll do it up here. While this is happening, let's take a look at the Fancy Pants indicator. Let me pull that up. As always, the Fancy Pants indicator is the Edge Finder Pro from A1 Trading, and that is also from Trader Nick. Highly, highly, highly recommended if you want an easy place to find your fundamental analysis information. I've also been hearing about this website called Fred, which I believe is used from a specific exchange. Does anybody use Fred out there? Anybody use Fred? Nikkei is very bullish. And that's it for the futures markets. Bearish, you can't see it on the screen. The only futures market that is bearish is the US 10-year Treasury. NASDAQ does have a very light bullish score. You know, 6 out of 10. But Nikkei is very bullish. So maybe I'll take a look at the Nikkei and see what's going on there. Ooh, I like this. If we're bullish on the Nikkei,
Order filled.
and we are at support. Alright, I don't usually trade Nikkei. This is kind of me just following the Fancy Pants indicator. Oh, I should definitely leave a little bit more. We are in a pretty serious downward trend. But who knows? Anything can happen. What about Dow? What about Dow? Let's see what's going on with the Dow. In the Fancy Pants indicator, Dow looks neutral. Dow is at a 1, which is about as neutral as it can get. Only if it was 0, it would be super duper duper neutral. So it's kind of like a toss-up. Anybody's game. We are in, I mean, good lord, look at that downtrend. I mean, geez, Zoo, you put a trend line right there. You have some pretty solid entries. So it looks like my crude oil trade is already going well, and the Nikkei trade is already not going so well. Oh, no, both in the green now. So we will see. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do anything other than sell the Dow, but wait for that retest of the cloud, or wait for that retest of the trend line, probably. But oh my god, I mean, that is just a pattern and a half. That goes back to December 5th. Yeah, if you've been doing anything other than selling the Dow for the past 2 weeks almost, you've been doing it wrong. Yeah, I don't see it very neutral either. But I don't think neutral means it's going to be like sideways chop. I think neutral is more like, you know, we don't know what direction it's going to go in. It could go up, it could go down. But clearly, it has been going down. So crude oil is still moving a little bit. We'll hold on to that guy. Man, I have really, really enjoyed selling crude oil lately, like for the past few months. Selling crude oil has been a solid trade. And let's go back to the Nikkei. It's so weird to say I'm going to watch the Nikkei. But crazier things have happened. Any positions you guys got out there? Any biases? Any thoughts on the trading day? Good morning, Dopamine. Thank you about saying the nice stream. I know you weren't here in person, but I'm glad that you got to see it. It was a good trading day yesterday. Oh, no worries, Dopamine. You do what you got to do. But happy to see you here. It's been a good day trading. You know, and Oliver says good morning if you can't see. It's been a good day trading. I'm going to take some payouts, which is, you know, the best thing for any of the accounts. Took a payout in one account. I'm going to take a payout tomorrow if I can hit another $200 a day. Another account, I had 1,000 in, and I'm focusing on $200 payout days. So things are good. Blew up 2 XFAs. But that's neither here nor there. One of those XFAs, I've already taken a $2,000 payout, so it paid for itself. The other one was a brand new XFA, so 300 down the drain, but that is okay. And as I said earlier in the stream, I calculated all of my total payouts for the year this year, given, you know, it started with one payout, and then it took a while for me to get that second payout, and you know, a while for me to start taking like regular payouts. But yeah, I mean, so, you know, starting doing this in late June, early July, I have taken out $42,000, $42,258 so far in total lifetime payouts. So, you know, I have not spent $42,000 worth of combines and XFAs. That would just be absolutely insane. So whatever it is I'm spending on combines and XFAs, it's nowhere near my lifetime. So as long as I keep making payouts, I can afford the combine resets and the XFAs. Thank you guys. Thank you, Oliver, Elmir, Sognat, Adrian. Yeah, it's weird. It feels good. Like, you know, it's something in my life that I've never had that kind of additional income and financial security. Like, it is very new to me, but it feels good, especially for being as old as I am. If you don't know how old I am, we'll just say mid to late 30s. No, I don't think they would move me to live because I think they see me blowing up accounts still. So I doubt that they would want me to move to live. I mean, I feel like my strategy ends up being very prop firm friendly. I don't know if I could make a personal account survive. You know, if any of you saw the beginning of the stream, I just blew up a 45, you know, I lost 4,500 in a trade, you know, when I just reset a combine, and I just reset it again. But, you know, I didn't lose $4,500, I only lost $150, so. Thank you, Elmir. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. I mean, they're not just on the arms. I do have them. I do have 2 full sleeves, but I mean, my legs are like 50% done. Chest and ribs and stomach. My back is completely clean. One day I will have a big back piece. One day, and it will be glorious. Vulcan says he's long ES and NQ. Let's take a look at ES. Haven't really been paying much attention to ES lately. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely at support. What was your entry point in ES? Yeah, Oliver, we are very, very, very similar. Yeah, I hope you're in the green. I hope you bought somewhere down here. That would have been real cool. We'll go back to NASDAQ. NASDAQ's been kicking my butt. Yeah, I don't even know what to do with that. We are back at support/resistance. Depending on where price goes. Oh, crude oil is not doing me any favors right now. However, if crude oil does come back to this 69.50 area, I'm gonna get even more aggressive and scale into a few more contracts. Yeah, NQ was nuts yesterday, and thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate dopamine. You know, it's nice to have the Futures Fox family to share words of encouragement. I don't have one yet, but I'm sure I will. You know, I'm one of those people that, you know, loves getting tattooed enough that, like, I would absolutely get a Futures Fox tattoo one day. Maybe get, like, the logo surrounded in, like, $100 bills or something stupid. Something very stupid that would make me smile. Crude oil trade's not doing so bad right now. Nikkei trade is doing pretty good, so shout out to the Fancy Pants indicator to guide me into that Nikkei trade, given it's only what? I bought 3 contracts, it's only 5 ticks. So it's not a massive move, but still 5 ticks is $375 with 3 contracts. But of course, as soon as I say something, it might change directions. Yeah, let's go back to crude oil. And I am watching the NASDAQ on another screen. Yeah, that long might be helping you out if you're still in that long position. I appreciate it. Dopamine is far more active in the chat than I thought she would be, which is cool. But I was totally expecting to not hear much from you. Still rocking the mango ice vape. Good morning, two-tone. Two-tone is a style of music, and I could be wrong. Like, right? Am I right about that? Like, two-tone is that a reference to music? Like, two-tone ska? Is it ska? Do you listen to ska, two-tone 83? Also, are you 41 years old? Were you born in 1983? Some decent quick math. It's not ska music related? Okay, well. I got excited there. I do actually like ska, but that's one of those weird genres that not many people... That was your rap name. Oh my god, I would love to hear your 4th grade raps. And I'm glad you've held on to that name for so long. Powers of deduction, yeah. That's why I'm so good at so good at trading, even though I'm not really that good at trading. Cool. Yeah, I dig it. If you ever come across an old mixtape or something, send it our way. I'll play it in the background. I really do feel like NASDAQ is probably just going to be doing a lot of nothing until tomorrow. I briefly talked about it yesterday. Yeah, I do kind of want to go long on NASDAQ just because we're at that area of support. I mean, I do remember one of the most popular rap songs in the world was Shake That Laffy Taffy, so maybe not so much Butterfingers. No worries, Vulcan. You went long at 61.27. Let's see where that is. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely in the green. Yeah, I want to go long here in ES. If I was to go anywhere, I would love to go long here. But I don't want to take away from the 2 trades that I'm already in. So I will not. And the same for NASDAQ. I would love to go... Yeah, I would love to go long here. Although I'm not very... That's a very impatient trade for me. Yeah, NASDAQ, I really got to be more patient, wait for the cloud to be tested. But right now, I mean, all the green that you see, it's all from the Nikkei, but $300 of that was just wiped out in a second. And again, yeah, Laffy Taffy is a classic. 100% agree. I really don't ever trade the Nikkei, but I'm doing it because of the Fancy Pants indicator. We have a very bullish reading in the Nikkei from the Edge Finder Pro from A1 Trading and Trader Nick. And we are at a very, very low point of support, which to me would seem like a great opportunity to buy the Nikkei. But I just need the Nikkei and crude oil to go in the directions I want. I want the Nikkei to go up, and I want crude oil to go down. Neither is a very big trade. I mean, it would end the day. If I hit both my profit targets, it would be almost $3,800. $37.95. So let's see how that plays out. And like I said, if crude oil manages to make its way to... I'm going to move that up a little bit. If crude oil manages to make its way to 69.52, I'm scaling into 3 more contracts. Fact. let that do its thing. While the Nikkei seems to be doing its thing. That long ES trade is looking pretty good. However, I will say you are approaching the cloud on the ES. Not quite there yet, but you're getting there. Cloud is ascending, so you know that's one thing you got going in your favor. Got Of course, dude. Yeah, I appreciate the appreciation. Man, this Nikkei is such a weird market to watch because it moves so slow. But every tick is $25, and then it's like you'll start to see like bid and ask volume without the value of the tick. Like you'll see that the bid and ask volume change without the tick value ever changing. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm short right now on crude oil. You know, I definitely was late to the party, but like I said, I've been really enjoying shorting crude oil lately. So, you know, we broke past some pretty significant resist or support. So I'm kind of thinking we'll reach this next level of support. God, in a heartbeat, Nikkei just went from 900 to 200. What is that mess? We do have some pretty good volume on the buy side. Yeah, well, the Nikkei is a very fickle mistress. Yeah, it looks good, and then it very quickly doesn't look good. But I'm still holding on. I still have faith in the fancy pants indicator. It said the Nikkei was very bullish, so I'm going to hold on. And I might actually scale in. If I scale in for 3 more contracts, that would mean every tick is $125. if you say dopamine, if you say what does the fox say, I don't know, we'll be all right. But yes, I have heard that song. If that's the song you're talking about. Or if you're maybe talking about Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. All right, I'm going to buy 3 right there. I'm going to move that up. Move it down a little bit. Oh, the one you posted. Oh, I'll have to check it out. I've been so not active on the Discord. I really need to be more active on the Discord server. I will definitely check it out. 100%. And thank you for reminding me, because that certainly helps me. Oh no, I'm sorry, I said every tick is 125. Every tick is 150 now on the Nikkei. So I really don't need that much movement to get to 4,500. Okay. now I'm super interested. When I get a chance, I am definitely going to give it a listen. Do you guys usually listen to music when you're trading? If you do, what kind of music do you typically listen to? I'm gonna see if I can do something here. I don't think that's gonna reach. Yeah, that is definitely not going to reach. Maybe I can just move it. I know. I mean, it's the Nikkei. I mean, it might not wreck me just yet. The one thing that's really bad about this trade is obviously my risk management. I'm in for 6 contracts, and it's just like any move in either direction is just like so much value. But there's still time. All is not lost. Sognat cannot listen to music when he starts trading. He needs to focus, which I totally understand, by the way. Moving this over. I'm gonna try something new today. work, but that's okay. Just doing a million different things right now. Move so much stuff around. Hopefully I can get all the cords and cables to reach. Got that. The Nikkei is looking halfway okay for the time being. Even though it says minus a million gazillion, it does look kind of okay. At least it did a few seconds ago. I just need that tick value to move. Like, what is that nonsense? Not moving, making my unrealized profit and loss look horrible. Let's see if I can turn on. First thing I'm going to do. Oh, it's been so long. I'm going to pause this. Okay. I'm going to turn on that. I'm gonna link do I have to hold this? Trying something new here. Seeing if this will work. All right, that is not working. Let me try. What button do I need to press? this working the way I want it to. It says click on the MIDI device in the list to select it and use enable. Click where? Where do I click? Yeah, I know. It's this Nikkei trade. This Nikkei is a weird market for sure. Alright, I'll save this for another day. Just gonna try and get a surprise going on, but couldn't make it happen. Not today. Save it for another day. Oh. Alright, let's put that back over there. And bring things back to normal. I'll turn that off. Yeah, I blame you all. Certainly not my trading. Because my trading is flawless. Just kidding. No, I'm sure as soon as I say this, things will change, but I do like how the Nikkei doesn't seem to be breaking a new low of the day. So that's kind of cool. Oof. I'm just looking at that ES long. That ES long is looking rough right now. However, I would say that the ES is at some pretty serious support right now. Let me turn back on the copyright-free music. And there. Gold seems to be making its way back up. Does it turn around again? I mean, we've been in this range for the past, at least the past 2 hours. Possibly even 5 or 6 hours. NASDAQ. What is NASDAQ doing? Just a little bit more. NASDAQ still going lower. Still waiting for the NASDAQ to test the cloud. And that would be my long entry. Did did you hear me say I had a profitable gold trade earlier? Yes, yeah. We can take a look at that. That is how I ended up making this 4,500 right here. I took a long position of gold for 7 contracts. It ended up being right about here when this area of support was tested. So around 26.53, 26.54, I went in for 7 contracts and pretty much got it right at the end of that long move there, back to 26.61. Yeah, I mean, you know, it pays to be at the right place at the right time, for sure. Both of these trades, the crude oil trade and the Nikkei trade, are sitting at break even right now. So we're right back where we started. NASDAQ heading to the downside. The thing that's kind of killing me about this NASDAQ trade is I'm pretty sure it was the account that the new account that I blew. One of my XFAs, I was short. I went short 6 contracts in the NASDAQ right about here. And if I just had held on to that, I mean, that would have taken some killer patience to hold on to that. Or if I sold again here at resistance, whew, that would have been a good trade. And we will come back to the NASDAQ as if price tests the cloud and I re-enter, or if I just enter, I should say. And this Nikkei trade was up to like here. Just, what, like 15, 20 minutes ago? I mean, it would make sense for price to come back up to here because this is where our point of control essentially is. This is where all the volume was. So it would make sense, right? At least it makes sense to me. Bring that down a little bit more. Oof. Nikkei, what are you doing? As much as I want to buy in for 3 more, I know that's not a smart idea. I could buy in for 6 more. Could I? No, I don't have enough contracts for that. No, I do. I do. That would make 15. If I was holding on to 12 contracts, that would make each tick and right now I'm looking at the Nikkei. NASDAQ, I'm waiting for a larger retracement before I enter in a long position. I would want the NASDAQ to test the 1 hour cloud. But yeah, I was just trying to do the math. If I bought in for 6 more contracts of Nikkei, that would make every tick worth $300? I do think I'm about to get stopped out here pretty soon. Crude oil trade is doing all right. I might find myself in a position where I just want to get out of this Nikkei trade. I mean, Nikkei is right at some very serious support right now. NASDAQ still taking a tumble, but still nowhere really near the 1 hour cloud. And if I'm being honest, thinking about tomorrow's news with the FOMC statement and Powell talking about rate cuts, I could be misremembering this. I don't think I am, but I feel like literally every time he's talked about rate cuts, like the past 3 or 4 times, it has only made the market go down. So I might consider taking a short position before he speaks, before that statement comes out. And, seeing if that trend continues. That crude oil trade is treating me well right now, which is, the only good thing I've got going for me at the moment. I'm up $630 at the moment in that crude oil trade. I just need the Nikkei to turn around. Look at all this volume up here. Look at all this not volume right here. Why can't we go back to our points of control, huh? This is why I say I shouldn't trade two markets at the same time. Because I'll win one, I'll lose the other, and I take away all the gains I'm making from the other one. And we're not that far away. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 ticks. I've seen worse. God, and with such little volume. Just time to be patient. Time to cross my fingers, cross my toes, cross my arms and legs. All the appendages I have, I'll cross them all. Kind of makes for difficult trading, but might give me some good luck. I'm watching NASDAQ on another screen. NASDAQ is approaching the low of the day. I know, right? I would do that too. I would accidentally click the wrong button and end up losing like $1,000 just because I wanted to cross my eyes. Yeah, every now and then I'll make some mistake. I'll fat finger something. I'll misclick something. The biggest mistake that I end up making is sometimes like I might be trading on my phone rather than trading on my computer. And rather than using these guys as my stop and take profit, I will put in like a stop market order. And the thing is that with these, they will automatically cancel as soon as the trade is closed. But if you put in a market order, they will not close. They will stay there until you cancel them. And so sometimes I'll forget to cancel them, and then they ended up, getting filled, and then I end up losing money, and it's just a big shock when I come back to my account and I see like, oh my god, what happened? So yeah, that's the one mistake that I've made quite a few times. There was one time where I only needed like $2,000 to pass a combine. This is months ago. I only needed like $2,000 to pass a combine, and I set my take profit, I set my stop loss, I set my market orders, I did everything right. And then I took a nap. And my take profit hit. But then the market order that I left hit as well, and it's a shame that it was a combine and not an XFA, because after that market order hit, the market took a huge turn in the right direction, which was good. But I woke up from a nap and I was up like $10,000 in the trade, and yeah, that sounds great being up $10,000. However, when you have a 50% consistency rule for your combines, it's not a good thing at all, because that would have mean that I would have to make, another $16,000 to pass that combine. So what I ended up doing is I spent like 2 hours just trying to lose as many trades as I could. And it was funny because at first it was like I couldn't lose. All I wanted to do was lose trades so I can get back to that, normal amount. And it was like I just kept winning trades. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I kept trying to lose trades. It eventually ended up working out in my favor. I ended up only being up, like, I went like 3,000 over the 50% consistency rule. So then I had to make an extra $6,000, and I actually did. I made an extra $6,000 and passed the combine a few days later. But yeah, that was a funny situation where, I woke up to a massive profit that I didn't want. It really became, something that was not good for that combine. How's the oil trade doing? The oil trade's going well. I'm up 630 in that trade. So oil trade is going well. But it does kind of just seem to be staying at that price range right here. Right around here. Doesn't seem to be moving much lower. We got time though. We got plenty of time. Hopefully Nikkei wakes up a little bit. I could just go flat and take the $60 loss, given this was like a $2,000 loss just a few moments ago. But I have faith in the fancy pants indicator. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna be patient, even though there's like no movement at all. I'm just gonna wait for some movement. God, I feel like the Nikkei is moving like the ES did like 15 years ago. And I feel like crude oil used to move like how the NASDAQ does today. Come on, I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Just 30 ticks. It's not like completely insurmountable. I mean, hell, even if it's already gone. It's already moved 13 ticks to the downside. If I get 13 to the upside, that is a hefty chunk of change. Putting in a quick NQ long. Best of luck. Yeah, I am still waiting for a bigger retracement before taking any long positions, or I'm waiting for more time. If I take a look at the NASDAQ, you know, where we are, let me zoom in. We are, you know, for this time frame, you know, for this to test the cloud, looking for 22,113. You know, we are still quite a long ways away from that. We're 160 points away from that. However, for the next hour, we are at 22,157. For the next hour, we're at 22,180. So maybe this doesn't test the cloud until like midnight. Oh snap, look at that. Nikkei in the green. Probably shouldn't be celebrating too soon, but Nikkei is at least in the green. Crude oil is up 750 right now. Things are looking okay. Oh, Sognet, you said you already hit your take profit. Hell yeah. That was a very quick trade. And since I'm actually in two separate markets, two separate contracts, I'm gonna change, I don't think you can see it here on the screen. I'm gonna change my personal daily profit target to 45.50, and I will liquidate and block once I hit 45.50. Yeah, it does look like NQ is still pushing up, but you know, like I've said a lot, NASDAQ is a bipolar 16-year-old girl. It goes up, it goes down, it goes all around in a matter of seconds. Let me move this back to here. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean by the take profit market order might mess you up. I've never noticed any funny business with Topstep. If other people have, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. But personally, I've found Topstep to be quite reliable. Don't you dare come back down. You were doing so well. Nikkei. Nikkei sounds like a really, like, cute Japanese girl's name to me. So I will gender the Nikkei as a lady market. But she's not being too kind at the moment. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, so and that is why I will make my daily profit target at 45.50 rather than 4,500, because you know I want to make sure I get as close to 4,500 as possible while going over a little bit. Hello, Walla, welcome. Right now we are trading crude oil and the Nikkei. Do you have any open positions, Walla? Any biases, any thoughts on the markets today? Right now, my crude oil trade is up $1,000. My take profit is at 14.40. So still got a little ways until I hit my take profit in the crude oil trade, but it is going well. Oh, not that far. I only got like 6 ticks, 7 ticks. 7 ticks. So fingers crossed that trade goes through. I might end up. I mean, I'm back in the green in the Nikkei. I might want to just get out of that Nikkei trade because it is such poor risk management. But I mean, I'm up 300 in it right now, so do I hold on and have faith in the fancy pants indicator? I mean, for now I do. Natural gas. Natural gas is a market that I have never traded before. I know a lot of people like it. I don't even know the symbol. What is the symbol for natural gas? It's not gasoline. E-mini natural gas. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty close to support. So I would be a little bit I mean, again, You know, gosh dang it, I love this stupid Ichimoku strategy. If you were trading natural gas, what a setup. Right here. It's just staring you at the face. Staring you in the face, I should say. Yeah, that was your setup right here a few hours ago. Oh, guys, I have had Christmas carols stuck in my head, and I really, really don't like it. Like, I don't have... And it's not even Christmas carols, it's like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, because I hear it everywhere I go. And it's like an earworm that's stuck in my brain. I personally can't do any back testing now because I don't have any subscriptions or software to do any back testing. You know, I obviously highly recommend doing back testing to anybody that is interested in implementing any sort of strategy. But, you know, with that said, you know, it's like I see the pattern enough that, you know, I have full faith in the strategy. You know, this is a strategy that I'm super confident in. What? Why did that fill? It was supposed to be at 1440. Okay, well, anyways, it looks like that crude oil trade has finished. Ended up with a profit of $1,150, we'll say. So, the crude oil trade was a good one. Still holding on to this Nikkei trade, which I'm not feeling too great about. Let's move that profit target to 350? I can't even do that, can I? I can go 450. But that would put me at 4,600. So if this trade does hit, I'll try and lose a couple $100. Or just like $100. But yeah, off to a good start. You know, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I am really, really enjoying shorting crude oil. Whether it breaks this point of support remains to be seen. And see, these are the kinds of things, this thing right here, like I left that there to scale in. Those are the kinds of orders that I will accidentally leave on there, and then they end up filling and then screwing me over. So remember to cancel your market orders. All right, now we just watch paint dry. Overall, NASDAQ is my main girl, my main squeeze. After NASDAQ, honestly, probably crude oil. I wouldn't, you know, it doesn't, unless you're trading like really large contract sizes, you know, there's not a ton of money to make, at least for me and my strategy. but I feel like my win percentage in the NASDAQ is more so than it would be in gold. Gold either helps me out a lot, or it really doesn't help me out a lot and it takes away all my money. So I'd say NASDAQ, crude oil, gold, in that order. Part of me wants to get out of this trade knowing how bad it's gone and how poor the risk management is. And another part of me just wants to hold on and be like, $1,100 is not enough. I want more. What positions? I mean, it depends. Especially with NASDAQ, it depends. I mean, you know, NASDAQ for a long time has been in an uptrend. So I would say going long in the NASDAQ more often than not. And in crude oil, as I've said, you know, the shorts have really been working well in crude oil. So for the past few months, shorting crude oil has been really good. With that said, crude oil is at, well, no, I guess it's got a ways to go to reach the bottom of this range. You know, we are at a point of support for crude. We might break through it. Maybe not today, but we could very well break through it. You know, I would only really consider buying crude, getting, you know, down to the $67 range, or I'm going to put a line right here. And another one right here. So $67, $66, that's where I would start thinking about buying crude oil. But until then, I am team short crude. And in this Nikkei trade, I am team fancy pants indicator. NASDAQ seems to be going up. Whether it stays going up, who knows? It's really weird because it seems like the Nikkei, in a way, is following U.S. markets, like the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, which is typically like the opposite, because the Nikkei and the yen, they're supposed to be, what do we call them? Safe haven markets. You know, when there's trouble in the economy, those are your safe haven instruments. That kind of like gold, when things go down, they go up. NQ took the house and the kids, yeah. Yeah, NQ breaks up with you, wants to get back together, breaks up with you again, tears your house apart, then tells you that she loves you. She always does enough to bring you back. Yeah, I mean, the Swiss franc might be one of those instruments that also is a safe haven market. I don't mean it in the sense that like it's the most popular that people go. Like honestly, I would say gold is the most popular instrument in that regard. But I do mean it in the sense that its performance typically throughout history has been one where as U.S. markets and the U.S. dollar goes down, those markets go up. got like 27 more ticks to go. Not even 25 more ticks. All right, see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, Walla. Always good to see you. Laughter. New name, new face. Happy to see you. Welcome to the party. The party of watching, like, the slowest trade in the world. Canary, what's happening? Good to see you. Tennessee Rob is back. Good morning. Straight from the hills of Chattanooga. Or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like you mentioned Chattanooga. And also, I have no idea if there are hills in Chattanooga. Maybe? Possibly? Probably? Yeah, the ES seems to be bouncing off of that level of resistance that was tested earlier. NASDAQ seems to be going up a little bit. Gold's on the rise. From the projects. Well, I hope the trading can get you out of the projects one day. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, just to do a quick recap of everything I kind of went over in the beginning of the beginning of the stream. For those of you that weren't here, I had a pretty good day trading. Definitely had some bad trades and made some mistakes, but in the end, I'm happy because there's payouts. There's payouts on the way. There's profits. So all's well that ends well. I had 5 XFAs yesterday. Very happy to have those 5 XFAs. And 2 of them are ineligible now. Down to 3 XFAs. One of those XFAs I blew today. I had already taken a payout. So, I took a $2,000 payout. And, the XFA, the payout paid for itself plus, a lot more. The other XFA was a brand new XFA, no payout, so that was a loss of 300. Could have been a lot more patient. Really, really poor execution on some of those trades during the London session, so that was unfortunate. But the good news is I have these 3 XFAs. One of them I took a payout today, so I'm waiting for that payout to process. This one I am one $200 day away from a $2,000 payout, so hopefully I'll get another payout tomorrow. And this one right here took 1,100 today, balances at 3,400. I've got 3 more $200 days. 3 more $200 days until I can get a payout. So I'm gonna focus on the $200 days. If I get 3 of them, that's $600. That will bring this account to just over 4,000. So hopefully that would be 6,000 in payouts this week. I think at this point I've already taken out 10,000 in payouts this month. So the payouts have been coming. The payouts have been good. Because I blew these 2 XFAs, I started 2 new combines. One of those combines got that 4,500. So done for the day in that combine, which leaves me with this combine. And we already took out 1,200 from a crude oil short trade today. And I have a feeling this is going to be my last trade of the day, at least for the stream. We are in long 6 contracts of the Nikkei. So we will see. And again, I don't typically trade the Nikkei. The reason that I'm trading the Nikkei right now and I'm going long is because of this Edge Finder Pro. This is a fundamental analysis aggregate by Trader Nick and A1 Trading. And as you see, we have a very bullish reading for the Nikkei. So I'm kind of trusting that we are at a really low point of support here. So it seems like a good opportunity to go long. So that's kind of where I am. The other cool thing is I calculated my lifetime payouts on Topstep. And as of now, my lifetime payouts total $42,000. And this is since June, July. I really wasn't taking regular payouts like I am now until like August, September. But still, you know, 42,000 for half a year is, you know, I'm impressed with, you know, how I somehow made that happen. I never really thought that, you know, especially kind of just getting back into trading this year. You know, that is just a number that I would not have expected. I've probably spent, if I'm being honest, I've probably spent close to $10,000 in combines and XFAs. But, you know, I really don't mind as long as the payouts are still coming. Now, I don't think I'm going live is because I am still blowing accounts and making really bad trades. You know, these kind of numbers really would not exist for me on a personal account because I'm only risking, you know, $150 to $300 at a time. You know, that's how much I'm risking. I'm not risking the $4,500 I'll lose in a day. Yeah, the biggest bummer with all those payouts is that I'm going to have to pay 20% in taxes. So as of right now, that is an $8,000 tax bill. You know, still after paying for all the combines and the XFAs and the tax bill, you know, that's still an extra 20 G's in my account, maybe more. Yeah, I really don't want to go live either. Like, there really seems to be no sort of advantage to going live other than saying, like, I'm a real, for realsies, professional trader. Yeah, we get taxed a lot. And if it was a personal account, the tax would be a lot less. But because we are technically employed as private contractors, we get taxed at like a very specific, like 20% rate. No, Nikkei, don't do it. Don't you dare. I could just like scale down, but I don't really want to. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm kind of an old fart too. Wasn't alive in the 70s. However, I would say I've got a bit of an old soul. Alright, this is looking good. Whatever's happening in the Nikkei right now. This is looking real good if that can just keep happening. Yeah, I would love to have this trade close out and then call it a day and get to bed a little bit early. Yeah, it seems like the ES really tested that level of support quite well. If we take a look at the ES, I have this line set up for support, and yeah, that is a great buy opportunity. Also, if you're thinking about shorting the ES, we are getting close to the cloud, so that is something to consider. Not quite there yet, but we're about 6 points away. Nikkei's like halfway there. You can do it, baby girl. I believe in you. I believe in the fancy pants indicator. I'm gonna set up a line right about here. Right? Yeah. That doesn't seem to be very true right there. NASDAQ and ES going to the top side. ES really close to testing the 1 hour cloud. Let's see if that holds. I mean, we've got, you know, the only problem is we got another 50 minutes for this candle to close. You know, I could see it going up to 39. I could see it going all the way up to 61.50. You know, it's an aggressive trade if you want to sell right here, but you know, it might work in your favor. Yeah, I mean, Nikkei's looking good for now, but I feel like that's kind of contingent on the NASDAQ and the ES continuing their push to the upside. Oh, that's the NASDAQ. I want to look at the Nikkei. Yeah, I mean, we're halfway there. Part of me wants to go break even, but I feel like if I go break even, it'll just guarantee that the break even gets stopped out. But at the same time, I don't want to be in this trade for like hours and hours and hours. I want to get this trade over with. And while the volume is mostly here, the most volume of the day has been right here. A lot of volume in this range right here, but our biggest numbers are at 39,425. Yeah, I mean, it's looking good on paper right now, but anything can happen. We're not out of the woods just yet. I do like this volume that I'm seeing on the buy side. And I mean, for you scalpers out there, you know, scalping isn't really my forte, but that seems like a hell of a scalping trade right there. If you go short when they test the cloud. Yeah. I could just do without the pile of crap in this trade. I just want the roses. Alright, so it's 11:15 right now. I will say I am either going to spend the next 45 minutes on stream or I'm getting out after this trade closes. Whatever comes first. I might not close out the position. I might just hold on to it and fall asleep and see what happens. But that is my plan for the next 45 minutes. Reminder, I am going to try and trade or stream the London session on Thursday. This Thursday, I'm going to try and stream the London session. So if you are awake, if you are in that part of the world, and you're around and you want to trade during the London session, you can join me on Thursday. This is not going to be something that I do regularly. I just kind of have the opportunity to do it this week. So I'm going to do it. It's going to be like a nice little extra stream. Yeah, I know what you mean, and that's why I try not to move my stop too much. You know, I really only want to move my stops to break even when I'm like well away from my point of entry. Like, if I'm trading one contract in the NASDAQ, I don't really want to move my stop to break even until the unrealized profit is at like $1,000. And even that's not a ton. Hell yeah, Canary. Living in London. Do you enjoy living in London? I've only been to London, like, on a day trip. When I was actually, like, 13, I did, like, a summer abroad study program at Cambridge University. And we took a few day trips to London. It was cool. It was really cool, but this was, like, 25 years ago. I remember spending so long to try and figure out the difference between dollars and pounds. And then I tried to take a taxi cab, and the first thing the guy said was like, the cab ride would be X amount of quid. And I had no idea what a quid was. Like, I do now. Now I understand what the word quid means. But when he said it, I just got so scared, and I was like, no, I'll just walk. I don't know how much money that is. You do not enjoy. The weather is crap. It's been raining all day. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that England as a whole is quite famous for, just having shit weather. I don't think it is. But I don't know. I feel like I would have a lot of fun going to the bar, meeting a chav, and having some drinks. I don't even know if like that's the way you would colloquially say it. But if you know what a chav is, you have an understanding of what I mean, I think. CM47, welcome. New name, new face. Happy to have you. What is the Fred website? Let me see if I can find it. Fred fundamental analysis. All right, so Fred stands for the Federal Reserve Economic Data from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. I do not use it. I do not know how to navigate it. So if you guys want to use that, that is all on you. The link to that is going to be right here. So I put the link to the Fred website in the chat. That is totally up to you guys. You know, like I said, or, you know, as you all know, I use the Edgefinder Pro for all of my fundamental analysis needs. But a lot of people swear by this Fred thing. I've never used it. You can give it a try. Let me know what you think. Canary's actually from Spain, just here for work. It's been alright. London's not a bad place at all. Yeah, I mean, I am 100 million billion % a city boy. I do not do well in the country. I feel most at home where I'm in a big city. Kind of classified, Sognat. Thank you, CM47. Kind of classified. I will give more updates as there is more permanent change in my life, and you know, I am hoping that within the next year or so I can start trading full time, and you know, I can make a move. I will say I live in Southeast Asia. A lot of people have kind of figured out the country, and I will leave it at that. But I'm kind of like, I'm also like hopping around Southeast Asia a lot. yeah, I'm hoping I can find a new home base pretty soon. I don't know. I mean, the U.S. is weird. The U.S. is it's hard to really say. Like, you know, I'm from the U.S. I'm an American. I don't want to say, you know, oh, it sucks, because it doesn't suck. There's a lot of good things about the U.S., but it's also very, very tough in a way, very difficult. You know, education costs a ton, healthcare costs a ton. You know, going out, going to a restaurant, traveling, like doing all those things that like everybody wants to do. You know, it is just so economically difficult. You know, there's a lot of great things about the U.S. Top-notch entertainment. You know, the sports are great. You know, those are some of the things I miss. But, you know, I think for me now, the U.S., at least for the time being, the U.S. is a place for me to visit once I have a few extra dollars. Not really looking to live there. Where am I trying to move to? So I don't live there now. I do spend a lot of time there, and I'm going back there in a few weeks. But I'm hoping I can have a more very long-term move to Bangkok in the near future. I'm close to there, but not quite there yet. Yeah, like I said, I'm a city boy in the U.S. Grew up in the Maryland, D.C. area. Lived in New York City for a while. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force. And it's so funny, your brother-in-law got out of the Space Force. I mean, the Space Force is cool. I had a lot of friends in the Air Force that transferred over to the Space Force. Just the fact that it exists and it's called the Space Force is just so funny. The Space Force didn't even exist when I first joined the military, and it was just becoming a thing as I was getting out. Maryland, D.C., which city? I was born in D.C. proper, and then I kind of moved around Maryland. Was in Bethesda for a while. Was in a town called Columbia for a little while. Yeah, so bounced around. Yeah, Canary. I know that is the plan essentially. I'm considering Phuket, but Phuket is a very, very strange place these days. You were working Bethesda, still do. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Bethesda's cool. But Bethesda's a great place to be. It's, you know, it's just so expensive. Chevy Chase, very expensive. Potomac, Great Falls, McLean, yeah. Super wealthy areas. Yeah, if I am ever in the same town or city that you guys are in, I would love to grab a beer. Maybe once I'm making Lambo money, I'll do a world tour. Oh, that's awesome, Chrisman. What part of New York are you in? Yeah, Phuket's not bad. You know, the problem, you know, and I don't mean this in like any sort of racist way. This is gonna sound kind of racist, but Phuket is going through a phase where there are so many Russians, and you know, I don't have any particular problem with Russians, but you know, I've been going to Phuket pretty regularly over the past, you know, 4 or 5 years, and it has just changed so much. It has become so crowded. And the thing is that there are a lot of Russians that are looking to avoid war, which I totally 100% understand. And, you know, they do that by moving to Thailand. And a lot of them are in Phuket. And it has just changed Phuket so much that it's honestly just like not as enjoyable as it used to be. It's got a completely different vibe that it had, you know, 4 or 5 years ago. Chris Menu 50th and 8th. Very cool. I used to work, if I have the intersection right, I'm pretty sure I worked on 57th and 8th. It was actually a building that shared a lobby with Trump Tower. It may have been on Madison, though. I think it was actually on Madison. But yeah, I mean, 50th and 8th it's a great neighborhood. God, that's almost like Times Square. That is such a weird... That's kind of a weird residential area to be in. Oh, I doubt it's still there. I don't think it's still there. There is a bar that used to be on 47th between 8th and 9th called the Blarney Stone. And I doubt it's still there, but it was like the one bar that I could get into when I was 19. I lived in New York at 2 different times in my life. Once when I was 19, and then for another 5 years when I was like 25 to 30. And when I was 19, like the one bar I knew I could always go to was this bar called the Blarney Stone on, it was either 47th and 8th or 49th and 8th. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, right there in the theater district, just north of Times Square. I used to work in Times Square. I used to work, and again, this isn't even there anymore. There was a Quicksilver, like the surfing company. There was a Quicksilver store on 42nd and 7th that I used to work at. I worked there for a few years. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, New York City, the greatest city in the world, and you know, it will tear you up and eat you alive. Yeah, Dopamine will definitely have a meet and greet one day, for sure. You found 12-inch heels. Okay. You just found some random stripper heels in your closet. Okay, yeah, let's check it out. I'm kind of chilling, Elmir. Like, there are people, but I'm feeling more chill mode these days, I'd say. Oh, it used to be sponsored by Quicksilver. Very cool. Very, very cool. I mean, do you ever get a chance to go out and surf? Elmir, where are you from? I don't know why. I felt like you were like part of. That's the other thing. Like, I have like a name and an icon I can go by, and I feel like a lot of my assumptions are based off of like something somebody said one time, you know, 1,000 streams ago. Elmir, I thought you were. Are you Australia? Okay, you are Australia. Okay, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some pretty good surfing out there. Very cool. I haven't been to Australia. I would love to check it out. But I don't know. I do kind of find Australia to be a bit intimidating. One, it's just like, seems like it's just so hot. All right, I'll keep that in mind, Elmir. Yeah, Elmir to me sounds like a very, like, Arab-sounding name. So I really don't know, like, what to picture. One thing I want to look at real quick. And again, it's just like, look at this strategy. Look at this strategy. Like, it doesn't get any closer than that. Like, how the heck does this cloud predict perfect reversals? Now, it might go right back up, but still, like, that's a lot of ticks between testing the cloud and shooting straight back down to the downside. That's cool, though, that you got a lot of culture in your family. And hopefully, you know, there's not a lot of family in Lebanon now where they might be in danger. I mean, shit around the world is just absurd right now. Yeah, definitely good enough for a scalp. 37.50. I mean, even if it's one contract. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not a ton of money, but it's a few $100. That's the NASDAQ. We are looking for the Nikkei. Oh, folks. We are getting close. We are getting very close. Yeah, you know, it's funny, my major at university was human rights. And it's like I spent 4 years learning about, like, the worst things that happen around the world. And, you know, for a while it was like I cared so much about what's going on around the world, where, like, it got to the point where it was just, like, too much. And then I kind of just adopted this philosophy where I'm like, I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna be positive with the people that I'm around. You know, I still care about, you know, everyone around the world. I hope everybody enjoys peace, but other than that, you know, help myself, help my family, help my friends, you know, donate where I can, and maybe focus my attention on helping animals more. But yeah, there's just so much bullshit. It's just like, I don't care. You guys do your... Like, I do care. I don't want bad things to happen. I don't want war to happen, but, like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna trade and, you know, hopefully have a smile on my face, and that's all I can ask for. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, especially American politics, it's just like, you know, it's a choice between, you know, worse and worser. And, you know, it's like sometimes the worstest happens. And yes, I know those aren't words, but you guys get the point. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, there is so much money around the world right now. Like, until I started working around people that have, like, you know, more money than God, like, I never really understood, like, how many people and how much money is out there. And And then it's like I moved to Southeast Asia, and I'm like, oh, there's a huge disparity. Like, there's a ton of rich people out here too, but there's also a ton of poor people. Like, you could make... That's the other weird thing that I recently found out. If you make more than like $25,000 a year, which is not a lot by American standards. I think that's well below the poverty line. But still, $25,000 a year is in the top 1% of incomes globally, which is absolutely insane to me. Yeah, the screen in the chart has way less drama. I love not having to work with people. Like, you know, I love having you guys in stream. I love chatting with you guys, but the fact that I can do all of this on my own, I don't have a boss, I don't have people under me. All of my successes are my successes. All of my failures are my own failures. And all I got to do is show up. You know, that is like one of the best parts about trading. And we are 5 ticks away from this stupid Nikkei trade from hitting its take profit. I know, right? It's just like as soon as I move it to break even is when it just shoots straight. And the stop loss is not that far away. Or, I mean, the break even would not be that far away. Like, I'll just be patient. I'll hold out. You know, at the end of the day, it's $150. It's not the end of the world, but God, I'm only 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks away. 4 ticks. Let's make this happen in the next 20 minutes. Vulcan, to answer your question, yes. Definitely. Now, you know, one thing that I kind of want to start implementing is kind of taking a position during the Asia session and then just being very patient and holding on to it. Kind of like today in the NASDAQ. Today I had a position in the Asia sessions around here where I shorted here for 6 contracts. And that is where I ended up taking away, where is it? This $1,100. If I had held on to that, it could have been so much more. But I also, you know, I talk about how once I get to a certain number in profit and I start focusing on $200 days, and I'm really consistent on those $200 days, those $200 days are all because of the Asia sessions. Like, when I need $200 to get a payout, that's when I'm really, like, that is when I'm focused on the Asia sessions. So typically in the Asia sessions, I'm not really looking for the biggest size trades, but it ends up being a lot of contracts, a lot of risk for $200. And I will look for that range in the Asia session where I'll, you know, sell the top, buy the bottom. And then it's like once I get back to the London session, it's like, you know, a whole new ball game. But the London session has been great for combines. It's been great because, you know, I can get into a trade for, you know, 5, 10, hopefully not 15 contracts, but, you know, a lot of contracts, and make 4,500 pretty quickly. 3 ticks. 3 ticks, Nikkei. That's all I'm asking for. 3 ticks in the next 18 minutes. So to answer your question, Vulcan, I wouldn't say necessarily that I'm not really looking for the cloud. It's like price can test the cloud at any time. It doesn't matter if it is the Asia session or the London session. If I see price testing the cloud, especially if there's like some level of respect, like, you know, I know this is still New York session here. What time is this? Okay, so this would be like right before the Asia session right here. If I'm awake and I'm at my computer, I'm selling this all day because I see price respecting this bottom band of the cloud, and I'm taking that short position. I would just say that my strategy tends to change, or not my strategy, but my objectives seem to change quite a bit depending on the session. Like, and it's also just noticing a pattern of what has gone well during what session. Asia sessions have been very, very good to me in making $200. You know, buying into, you know, taking out like 2, 4, 6 contracts in the NASDAQ, waiting for a very small move in any direction, and taking that $200. London sessions have been really good for my combines, where I can take out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 contracts, and still get a sizable move to hit that $4,500. And then, you know, once we get into the New York sessions, I can hopefully, you know, get really big moves with just 3 contracts. So it's not like I'm only trying to do one thing. It's just kind of noticing what has worked out well for me in each session. I mean, you know, it's kind of just like, again, it's just like being at the right place at the right time. You know, support is support, resistance is resistance. It'll be respected or it won't. But you know, more often than not, like I'm very, very my trading decisions are very heavily influenced on support and resistance. You know, that's why I'm like buying here in this Nikkei trade. Like, I know that it's not anywhere close to the cloud right now, but like this is a level of support that has been respected since, I mean, at least here, since, you know, the past 10 days almost. I'm definitely not the kind of trader that's like, okay, has this objective been filled? Has this objective been filled? Is the chart showing me this? Is the chart showing me that? Are all of those okay? Now I can enter the trade. That is not my way of trading at all. Which a lot of times, you know, doesn't work in my favor, and a lot of times it does. You know, that's kind of the beauty of trading these prop firm accounts, is that, you know, I'm super aggressive in my trading and not really risking much of my own capital. And also, I know I've said this before, higher time frames. Higher time frames are so important for identifying reliable support and resistance. You know, having the cloud respect as support and resistance. Let's see what the 4 hour says. Okay, so this is a pretty good trade for the 4 hour then. God, my point of entry was great, considering it was testing the cloud here on the 4 hour. Cloud is ascending, so, you know, another great sign that price might follow the cloud in that direction. Let's see what the daily looks like. The daily, we are at least above the cloud, which is cool. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes and 5 ticks. You can do it, Nikkei. I believe in you. One hour. You know, when I started this channel, I was using the 30-minute a lot, and then I just kind of found that the 1 hour seemed to be a bit more reliable. I spend the majority of my time in the 1 hour. The overwhelming majority of my time. In fact, I can't even remember a time that I like seriously considered a time frame under 1 hour, except for at the beginning of the channel when I was looking at the 30-minute. I won't even touch, I mean, now I really won't even touch anything less than the 1 hour. I was even looking at the 5,000 tick for a while, but yeah, haven't really paid attention to the 5,000 tick in a long time. I'm going to see what the 5,000 tick NASDAQ looks like. Yeah, for whatever reason, I do not know why the 5,000 tick chart doesn't make much sense to me. But it does absolutely seem to respect the cloud. I don't... You can kind of see it there. I don't really understand. You can see it there. You can see it here, there, here, there. I really don't understand how the 5,000 tick works, because it's the last 5,000 ticks, but it has to have some sort of starting point, right? Like, how does that make any sense? Because the last 5,000 ticks is always changing with whatever the next tick is. So it has to be based off of some sort of starting point, and every 5,000 ticks after that. So how does the 5,000 tick or the any numbered amount of ticks work? Doesn't make sense to me. But there's a pattern. Generally, you also draw your support resistance, and yeah, all of my drawing and trend lines and all of that is usually done in the 1 hour chart. Alright, if this trade closes with take profit in the next 8 minutes, Dopamine's got to show the 12-inch heels. I don't know if she's still here, but 12 inches seems like a lot. Very hard to walk on. Oh, there she is. Yeah, I do not understand the math behind it. You know, the question is, just step back. Yeah, well, you came at a great time. All right, we're going break even. I'll go plus 300. I feel like that's already doomed the trade. At this point, I'll just be happy if I can get All I Want for Christmas Is You out of my head. No. I extend right. See you later, Sognat. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And or our London session on Thursday. Streaming London session on Thursday. Oh, that's awesome, Dopamine. I hope you guys have a great time. About the support and resistance. No. I extend them right and I leave them there. I don't delete them. I don't redraw them. I just leave them there. You know, that's why, you know, if I go to the NASDAQ and if I go to the daily on the NASDAQ, you can see, you know, how many lines I have. And, you know, it looks like a lot on the daily. But once you get into the hour, you know, there's some decent space in between each line. And, you know, they tend to, you know, kind of be revisited at some point in time as support and resistance. And they maintain their, you know, their authenticity. I don't know what the right word is there, but, you know, those levels will be respected again one day. You know, it might take a week, a month, a year. All right, I'm after this trade ends, I'm going to listen to that song. Or after the stream ends. We got 4 minutes until the stream ends. For those of you excuse me. For those of you that are here, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you all will come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It will be the last New York session stream of the week. And we will have a fun little extra surprise London session on Thursday. Analyze NQ. mean, one, it's kind of like the trend is your friend. We have been in this upward trend for so long. So looking at buy opportunities is typically going to be a bit more profitable than short opportunities. And then it's, you know, like I wait for price to test the cloud. Here. You know, maybe in the next few days we test the cloud. Will it work every single time? No. But a lot of times it does. And then, like, let's say the cloud or the price breaks through the cloud and makes a big move to the downside. You know, I will look to buy again here at this previously established line of support. If that one breaks, then I'll try again here. And, you know, just keep going down the ladder. And then if there's like an obvious, you know, downward trend, start looking for short opportunities. And cloud is not reliable on the 15-minute. You know, a lot of people that trade the Ichimoku say the Ichimoku is useless anything lower than 4 hours. Personally, I have found the 1 hour to be very useful. So that's just me, but really anything below the 1 hour starts to get a little unreliable. And that's why I stopped using the 30-minute. And at this point, I don't even touch the 15-minute. The 15-minute is not part of my repertoire. All right, folks. We will find out tomorrow what happened with this trade. I'm going to end the stream. Price is literally right in the middle between my stop loss and my take profit. Who knows what side it'll go to. I'm hoping to the upside. But, you know, we might end up with just $300 from that trade. It's okay. But either way, the stream has come to an end. You all have been great. It has been so much fun. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow. Back for another edition of Futures Fox. Have a great day. Make some money. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.